Shalom, I'm the brother Tasiyot coming back with another video. But before I start off, I would like to give all praises and the highest honor to the Most High Yahweh, Ba'asham Yahweh Shai, Ba'asham Kakodash. I want to give the honor to my elder apostles and teachers of Great Millstone, and peace and salutation to the sincere Akyam across this world, who are spreading this knowledge in truth and sincerity. And shalom to the few sincere brothers and sisters out there who are also listening, and may the election be upon your households. God shalom. So, I recently made a post, like a few minutes ago, about what happened in Venezuela, the capturing of their president Maduro, and now USA, Donald Trump, basically controls the country, and he says that the next up to rule is the President Delcy Rodriguez. Now, in this article, she shows that she is the opposite of Donald Trump, and that she's basically against that whole regime. But as you can see in my post, she's wearing that small hat, and she's by that wall, if you know what I mean. That's what all these so-called people with like a high status do, because they belong to the small hats, the people that occupy the chosen land right now. Let me say it like that. The fake people that are in our land today, that don't belong there. We call them small hats, They have those small hats on their head. Okay? And so that's interesting. Okay, she claims to oppose the regime of USA, but then you see this picture, so she might be controlled by the small hats after all, and be put in place there and just do whatever USA, aka Donald Trump, tells her to do, And now Venezuela, as you all may know, has like one of the biggest oil reserves in the world. So now the USA, if I'm correct, has control over that, man. So you see how this all works out in their favor. Now, people think that now because they captured Maduro and they now can have power over that oil reserve, that America's gonna be so-called great again. But watch, man, because the Most High is just building the case against America, The scripture says when he's about to fill his belly, that is when the Most High is gonna bring a destruction, Let me see. Let me see. Job 20 and 23. It says, when he is about to fill his belly. So when these Edomites are going to reach their so-called top, their pinnacle, the cherry on top of their control in this society, which will ultimately be with the mark of the beast, which is the sea hip. Okay, like we've spoken about in many videos, that small device looking like a grain of rice that they want to put inside people their brain or in their hand. Cash is already going away. You can see the civilization being more digitalized. So what is what, man. Okay, and if people teach otherwise, that the mark of the beast is not that thing, then they are going off, man. Okay, don't listen to them. Anyway, Job 20:23, when he is about to fill his belly, Yahweh shall cast the fury of his wrath upon him, and shall rain it upon him while he is eating. So America might so-called make a huge financial and power step higher by doing this, by having done this thing in Venezuela with the oil and things, And I believe also saw something that they wanted to sell the oil in Chinese money or something. So now they captured it, and now the BRICS is also in some type of difficulty because of this capture by Donald Trump. So I'm not sure about that, but it wouldn't surprise me that it's also linked to that, of course. But the point is, when they are about to fill their belly, when they think they're gonna have it all, when they think America's gonna be great again, that is where Yahweh Bashem Yashai will rain the destruction upon them with nuclear fire, man. Okay? He shall flee from the iron weapon, and the bow of steel shall strike him through. What is that? The iron weapon? The bow of steel. Okay? A bow normally doesn't have steel arrows, right? So what is this talking about? It's talking about the nuclear missiles, man. The ICBM, okay, intercontinental ballistic missiles are gonna hit America. Okay, it is drawn and coming out of the body. Okay, so that nuclear missile comes out of the body, which is the Shiloh. That's like the thing where the nuclear missile basically stays in. Okay, like the in the Dutch you would say omhulsel, you know. Yea, the glittering sword cometh out of his gal. Okay, that is the nuclear bomb coming out of the Shiloh. Terrors are upon him. You see? So this is what's waiting America, man. And they might think that they can make America great again, but they're gonna have it terribly wrong, man. Now another thing that I also posted, okay, was this: Mexico first female president. Now she was elected at the 1st of October in 2024 already. But look at her name, Claudia Scheinbaum. That sounds suspicious as hell, man. You know which people have names like that, you know? The so-called chosen people, the fake ones that are living in our land right now, okay? They're living in this land, as you can see in the picture. You see the flag on the left top corner? That land is what I'm talking about. So she belongs to those fake people, which are not the Israelites. They are from the chief tribe of the nation of Esau. Okay, they are from the tribe of Amalek. They are Amalekites. We are Israelites, they are Amalekites. They just stole our identity, man. Okay, now it says it only takes 37 opponents' assassinations to get a, you know what, woman elected in Mexico. Can someone explain? Mexico elects first female president. Claudia Scheinbaum was elected the country's first female president after a bloody election campaign that saw 37 candidates assassinated. And I just found out today, like, you know, that's crazy, man. Like 37 candidates are assassinated, and all of a sudden she is the one that's ruling the country, being a fake, you know what? So come on, man. If you don't see who's controlling this world by now, then I don't know what's wrong with you. The most High just block your ears, then, man, from this truth. Okay, we all know who's ruling this earth. Job 9:24. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. Okay, so the Most High gave the world into the hands of these wicked people, these Edomites. You know, he allowed them to rule over it for a season. Okay, not forever, for a certain season. Okay, so who's ruling this earth right now? As you can see in the money system, whose languages do we need to speak? To which countries do people go to have a so-called good life? You know, going to America or going to Europe where the so-called white people live. So who's controlling the banks? Who's controlling the governments? You know, the Rothschilds, Bilderberg family, if I'm correct. So we know what is what, man. Okay, who's controlling all these corporations, these high buildings, these nice businesses? Okay, 9 out of 10 times you see a so-called white man in a suit. So we know who's controlling, man. We know who's at the power, but don't get it twisted, man. Yahweh Bashim Yashai is going to take them out of the power seat very soon. Okay? It says, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covered the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? So they cover the faces of the real judges. Okay, Yahweh is the real judge. Yahweh Shai is the real judge. The Israelites are the real judges. So they make the faces of the Most High Yahweh and Yahweh Shai, they make it white, as in red actually, looking like so-called white people. Okay, they make Yahweh Shai with long hair, so-called Jesus, which is actually not his real name. As you know, Jesus was Caesar Borgia, okay, the son of the sixth pope or something of Rome. What was it again? Caesar Borgia. Caesar Borgia. He Yeah, he was the son of the Pope. Okay, so this was just an image created for people to believe in. Okay, it was a painting made by, what is his name again? Was it Leonardo da Vinci? I believe it was Leonardo da Vinci, his gay boyfriend. And then people push this narrative. Yeah, you see, Leonardo da Vinci, they push this narrative of so-called Jesus being the son of the Most High. Meanwhile, this is a whole different character, man, than who the actual son of the Most High is. Okay, Yahushai, which is being described in the Bible with white woolly hair and a white beard and having dark skin. That comes nowhere near the description you just saw. Plus, if you read this real quick, in the book of Corinthians about long hair. First Corinthians 11 and 14. Do it not even nature itself teach you that if a man have long hair, it is a shame unto him? So why would the Son of the Most High have long hair like you see that Jesus character has? It makes no sense, man. In the NLT, isn't it obvious that it's disgraceful for a man to have long hair? And this was the Apostle Paul, if I'm correct, who was there. Was Apostle Paul? Let me see. Yeah, it was the Apostle Paul who was there on the scene with Yahushai. So why would he say this concerning a man having long hair if he was there at the same time with Yahushai? You know? So we know who's controlling the earth. Like we just read, it says, if not where and who is he? So if not the white man, then who is it, man? We know it is them. And yes, the people that live in our land today, the chosen land, the land of Israel, are also belong to the so-called white race because they come from the man called Esau, okay, Edom, which is the twin brother of Jacob, Israel, okay, the same person, Jacob and Israel. Esau and Edom are the same person. Okay, we are the descendants of Jacob, they are the descendants of Esau. You see? So the people that live in the land of Israel today are going back to the tribe of Amalek. All right? Now, going back here, I had like a summary. It says, Venezuela bombed, Maduro captured, USA controls Venezuela oil. Delcy Rodriguez next president? Why is she standing by that wall of the small heads? Okay, you know, we all know what they're doing at that wall, you know. She says she's opposed to Donald Trump, but you will see. And then I said read the article. So you can basically read the article also for yourself if you want. Let me just go read a little bit out of it. It says, who is Delcy Rodriguez, Venezuela's new leader? Delcy Rodriguez, who had served as Venezuela's vice president under the now deposed Nicolás Maduro since 2018, was sworn in as the nation's interim president on Monday, as her predecessor pleaded not guilty to drug trafficking charges in New York. Rodriguez takes over following months of U.S. military pressure against the country to oust Maduro, who was seized in Caracas along with his wife, Celia Flores, and transported to New York to face the charges. President Donald Trump said that the U.S. would run the country until a proper and judicious transition of power took place in Venezuela, without providing further details. It says here, let me see. To the surprise of many in the Venezuelan diaspora, Trump brushed aside any suggestion that 58-year-old opposition leader and Nobel Peace Prize winner Maria Corina Machado would take over, saying she lacked support. Instead, at a news conference on Saturday, Trump named Rodriguez as the most likely successor, saying she had spoken with Secretary of State Marco Rubio and agreed to cooperate with the U.S. role in Venezuela. So she, I think, was quite gracious, but she really doesn't have a choice, Trump said. She's essentially willing to do what we think is necessary to make Venezuela great again. Okay, very simple. Rodriguez has demanded proof that Maduro and Flores are alive and strongly denied Trump's comments in public statements on Saturday. So now she's denying the statements of Donald Trump. But yeah, who knows, man? She might be telling the truth with her denial, or she might just be trying to push this narrative into the public that it so-called seems as if she's against Donald Trump. Meanwhile, behind the scenes, she's actually with them. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just gonna read until this last part, and that's it. It says, we demand the immediate liberation of President Nicolas Maduro and his wife, Celia Flores. The only president of Venezuela is President Nicolas Maduro, Rodriguez said on state television, flanked by senior officials. Never again will we be slaves. Never again will we be a colony of any empire. We're ready to defend Venezuela. At her formal swearing-in ceremony on Monday, she criticized what she called America's illegitimate military aggression in Venezuela. I come with sorrow for the suffering inflicted upon the Venezuelan people following an illegitimate military aggression against our homeland, she said, as reported by the Associated Press. I come with sorrow for the kidnapping of two heroes. For now, it appears that many of Maduro's top aides remain serving alongside Rodriguez, who was notably joined on Saturday by her brother, Interior Minister Diosdado Cabello, and Defense Minister Vladimir Padrino Lopez. So, y'all read what is what. Okay, we will see what will happen, man, concerning this situation. Okay, we will see what will happen here, man. I hope this is edifying. Just wanted to bring out this news. I came across a post on Instagram that had like 20 pictures of like all valuable information like I shared right here. So God willing, I might share a few more of those pictures and y'all be edified. So with that, I want to give all praises and the highest honor to the Most High Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem HaKadosh. I want to give double honor to my elder apostles and great millstone, and peace and salutation to the sincere Akiyam across this world, who are spreading this knowledge in truth and sincerity. And shalom to the few sincere brothers and sisters out there who are also listening, and may the election be for your households. Khan shalom.